Alright YouTube, Heir of Carthage back. Here is the 2v2 with Belle I told you about. Again, she wasn't real proud of her performance here, but that's okay. We can still show you the battle. You can see we're playing on the Alpine Ridge. There's our opponents. One of our opponents, I'm not sure which one, is actually a 1-star general. Very bold to be coming and playing in a large funds game with a couple of 10 stars. So definitely someone who's willing and bold to get out there. I would actually recommend against this for 1-star generals unless you're just looking for the experience, because playing against a 10-star general where you're not on small funds and you're a 1-star is pretty much suicide, just because there is no way your troops can no matter how many of them you have, they just can't keep up with the fact that the 10-star is going to be able to field a large number of troops plus an excellent general. So that makes it a very dangerous situation. I'm actually going to put this into slow motion. I have 3 bow cav here, 2 Yari cavalry guarding them. Again, I told you I like to use these bow cav. Hiding, I have 2 Naginata warrior monk cav. I did not bring a lot of veteran units just to try and to somewhat even the playing field, but I did bring some. I should have brought none at all, but I did. Even still, my opponent would have been at a massive disadvantage just because of Patchy's leadership abilities. I have 2 Naginata samurai marching up front. This is to guard my sword units from any katana cavalry charges, and just also to provide a sturdy defense for my army. Good troops there. Behind them I have 2 units of Nodachi samurai. I have Patchy's bonsai meat and big sword, big pain. Then I have a couple of lone sword Ashigaru, I believe just 2 of them. I have my sword fodder and sword Patchy's. There's Patchy himself. I have him now in a white monk outfit, so that would be him right there in the center. So Patchy's looking pretty sweet. Behind them I have 2 units of Naginata warrior monks, and the warrior monks are mainly there just for the war cry ability, which breaks the morale of samurai units fairly quick. So my opponent here sees my bow cavalry. He wants to take them out. He charges his own light cavalry forward. I meet them with my Yari cavalry. This is why I do this tactic. It keeps your bow cavalry safer. But you can see that he does a good job of opening fire on my bow cavalry while they're kind of caught up with his own light cavalry. And I'm going to have to run my bow cav out of there, and I took quite a few losses. Plus my own cavalry is all tied up with his spears moving in. He's, let me just pause it all together so you can get all the armies here. He's got a gigantic army consisting of Yari samurai, some lone sword Ashigaru, and I believe he has, no, he does not have any katana samurai. So he's got lone sword Ashigaru, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Looks like he's got 2, 3, 4, no, yeah, 4 bow Ashigaru. And then he's got a lot of Yari samurai. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 Yari samurai. And then his avatar is right here. Again, this is a 1-star general, so he really doesn't get much leadership bonus from this general. So again, he stands at a massive disadvantage in this game against my army, where Patchy is a famous leader. He was a legendary leader, but I actually cut off the scare enemies thing because I didn't really feel like it did anything, and traded those points to get some more bow points. And this will make Patchy not only be a leader, but hopefully be able to get a few kills in each match. There he is with his iron resolve. And yep. So let's go over and look at Belle's opponent. This is Hawk. So let's take a look at his army. I have not seen his army yet, so this is going to be new to me. Let's see, lone sword. Looks like he has lone swords. Nope, 2 lone swords, 2 katana samurai, 3 katana samurai, 2 lone swords, 3 katana samurai. There's their upgrades. He has got some bloody tough katana samurai. These guys are even better than my own. His lone swords are no slouches either, and they are backed up over here by a unit of Yari samurai with 5 chevrons. That is going to be a solid unit and a fast unit. And then backing them up, he's got some 7 chevron matchlock samurai, 3 of them. So that is going to be a very damaging force, and it looks like he is running to position them on this hill, which would be a great place to put them. Here's another Yari samurai with good upgrades. His cavalry, he's got a katana cavalry with 5 chevrons, another katana cavalry with 7 chevrons. Right here he's got a Naginata warrior monk veteran. Here is his avatar, which is either a 9 or 10 star according to the rank, if it's correct. There's his avatar. And then out here on the flank, Belle has, it looks like, snakes and ladders. Interesting name. And then she's got Parcheesi. I'm guessing this is a throwback to Chutes and Ladders. She's calling it Snakes and Ladders, then Parcheesi, so I guess it's a throwback to board games. I love the creative names. And then here's her general. The name is Hikaru Genji. And then it looks like she's got right here some warrior nuns with some with 4 chevrons. Very tough attack unit. Very vulnerable to missiles though. Looks like she's got 2 great guard. She's got Cinnamon and Buttercup. And then it looks like Obama Girls Fan Club. Oh, I'm loving these names. So yeah, it's a Bo Ashigaru. And then she's got another, let's see, North Korea has the bomb. It's another Bo Ashigaru. And then she's got, it looks like a bunch of Lone Sword Ashigaru with good upgrades, but her general is actually a bow general. And Lone Sword Ashigaru with a bow general is risky because their morale is not very solidified. In front of them, though, she has a Nodachi Samurai. Good idea because she's going to get the charge. This is the Garbage Man. That's the name of that unit. Let's look at some of these names. I'm enjoying these names. Let's see, we got or something like that. We're not worthy. I'll laugh if you lose. We wet ourselves. Oh man, that's great. My pay sucks. Wow. Oh, I love it. Then she's got the Swords of Gamut, or yeah, something like that behind them. So that's her army. All right, we've been in pause long enough. Let's move forward into slow motion so that you can see what's happening here. I don't really want to record this battle twice like I sometimes do on my other 2v2s. You can see, though, that Hawk is going to rush Belle and try and get her engaged, as her forces are not quite as good as his in melee combat. So Belle is definitely wanting to skirmish. Plus, she sees that she's moving up with me to help support me because I didn't think to, you know, kind of coordinate a plan with her, and that's kind of bad of me as a teammate, to be honest. I should have moved slowly with her, especially since she has a skirmish army, and not rushed forward and forced her to come up here and put herself in danger of this rush army. So that was actually a bad move on my part that really didn't help her at all. But I felt so confident against my opponent that, you know, I felt like I didn't really need to wait. And when I say I felt confident, it's not because my opponent hasn't played Total War games in the past, because he said he had. I'm sure he has. But again, a 1-star general versus a 10-star on large funds is pretty much suicide. I'm sure that it's been done before, but it isn't likely. But again, here you can see these Katana Samurai coming out. Belle does not have any spear units over here to slow these guys down. This is a dangerous situation. Katana Cav with these kind of upgrades can absolutely wreck sword infantry. And I mean wreck them bad. In fact, these 2 units alone could cause significant damage to all of Belle's sword units put together. That's why I use Katana Cavalry quite a lot. I haven't been using them as much in the last few battles, but just look what they do to this Nodachi unit. Just knock all these guys over, wreck them. They go clear down to 90 men on the charge, and they didn't lose a single horse. So I mean, I'm telling you, these Katana Cavalry are the absolute bane of sword units, and Lone Sword will get absolutely raped by Katana Cavalry. So it's a danger. That's one of the reasons why I have put some Naginata in my armies, because if this happens, I did this to people all the time with my Katana Cav. You can see that, in fact, Hawk is using tactics very similar to what I've used in some of my videos, and unfortunately for Belle, because she was moving up to try and stay near her teammate, this is gonna really be bad for her, because she doesn't have the type of army for this fight. She would have wanted to skirmish longer. And then check it out, these Matchlock Samurai right behind the lines. He is going to cause damage to his own men, but he's probably looking for the morale breaking effect here. So he is going to go ahead and probably open fire with these Matchlock Samurai. Yep, there they go. So you can see that they are opening fire, and this is going to demoralize Belle's troops even further. And again, she does not have a leadership general, so you can see that she now has wavering across the line. Those 2 Katana Cav units wrecked her entire front on the left, and you can see that her troops are routing. And here comes this. This is a melee general, also very dangerous. So Belle's having to run her general away from a melee general. So Hawk definitely has a tough rush army here. He wants to rush into combat, get you engaged, start shooting with his matchlocks, chase you off with his general. Definitely a rush army. Its weakness, though, is in cavalry. He does have a couple of spear units to try and make up for that, to protect his back lines, But one of the problems with a sword rush army like he has is that Belle could very well have had Katana Cav of her own and wrecked his own sword units with the Katana Cav. So there is a mitigated risk there. And so I would suggest whenever you're doing this kind of army like Hawk did to run your spears actually in front of your army rather than behind, because you can prevent any Katana Cav charges. If you do not see Katana Cav on the field, then you don't have to worry about it. But you can see that Belle, her army is getting very much wrecked at the moment. She's doing her best to try, like I said, to mitigate some of these losses, but she definitely did not have favorable terms here, and Hawk brought a very tough army and did the right thing by rushing Belle here and not prolonging any skirmish fight, because his best hope is to try and knock her out, because he can see that I'm clearly winning this fight on my flank. So he's going to try and do that, and then be able to have enough troops left to face me. And indeed, his army would have been very dangerous to my own army as well. So I mean, he has a tough army in general. But with a leadership general, you know, it definitely makes your troops stand and fight longer. You know, so I probably would have had a better chance against that army than what Belle had there. But, you know, again, she had to support me and not let me get double teamed. So I'm really going to actually place that blame on myself for making her walk forward. I should have worked a better plan with her, because I knew she was bringing a skirmish army, and I should have worked that out. Now here I went ahead and moved up Patchy to try and get some quick shots on these matchlock units. I was actually going to charge them. But then Hawk quickly turns to face Patchy, and it is time to scoot. You definitely don't want to stay there and even take the time to shoot the bows. It is just time to scoot out of there when you see Matchlock aim at your general, and I mean get out fast. Because I've shown you what Matchlock can do to your general, and now at least I have a little bit of train between me and that Matchlock unit. Thank goodness Patchy didn't die. That would have been a massive blow to my army. Up here I have some Naginata warrior monks actually leading off the charge. These guys aren't great against missiles, but really no unit has any protection from matchlock fire. And the reason I'm sending these guys in first is I want to demoralize Hawk's army and then hit them with my remaining sword troops, because he has a lot of sword troops left, and they're very tough sword troops. So you can see them sitting right there. So I want to demoralize his army, start them to wavering and routing, and then I will pour in the remainder of my infantry, which is regrouping after that fight with my opponent. So here my Naginata warrior monks get a good charge on his own Naginata warrior monks, and I go ahead and begin this combat. And then over here, this warrior monk unit is going to charge right into these matchlock samurai, which I believe my opponent should have retreated, but he could have been focused elsewhere. So, you know, that kind of stuff happens. So there's my warrior monks. They're going to start ripping into these matchlock samurai. An easy win for my warrior monks. You can see that I activated Warcry with one of my units and got all of these units under the Warcry effect. You can already see many flags wavering. And so that's what I wanted. I want a quick knockout on a lot of his units. And there you can see that that happened. 3 of his units just shattered, and this unit is now wavering. And so you can see the morale effects spreading throughout his army all over. And I also believe that Hawk just lost his general. I'm not certain of that, but I do not see his general on the field, and I believe that he lost his general. So you can definitely see the morale effect that that Warcry has. Now I don't even really end up having to fight the remainder of his troops. Look at this. This lone sword unit of Hawk just routing at like full strength. So that shows you the morale effect that you can have sometimes just by hitting an army with the right troops at the right time. So I was able to get in there and help save Belle. So at least that I had that good move of a teammate there to help come and help my teammate out when she was in distress. So that was good of me. What was bad of me, like I said, was I should have worked out a strategy with her ahead of time that favored her army a little better. So I apologize to her for that. But again, I hope you enjoyed these couple of battles involving Belle. I'll try and bring you some in the future if she wants me to. That's up to her. And again, I'll link to her channel so you can check it out. She's got some interesting videos. And again, I hope you enjoy her playstyle here and learn something from these videos, as her playstyle is very different from my own. And I feel like sometimes I give you all too much of the same. So this is Eric Carthage signing off for now. Hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for more great Total War videos coming up in the near future.